Buenos dias. Good morning.
Good
How y'all
morning.
guys
Buenos
doing?
dias.
So today we doing some hot takes. We gonna get a little spicy, and I'm gonna just kick it off because y'all are trifling early in the morning. Morcilla is a universal snack meal. You guys can roll your eyes all you want, but morcilla kicks
You know
every time.
what?
Shit's ass, and your
No,
ass for liking it.
yeah,
Listen,
no, hot take. You shouldn't be eating morcillas in the morning if you love yourself.
are
That
you
is
kidding me?
disgusting.
Morcilla with pan sobao and a cafecito in the morning, perfection.
If you want
Okay.
to be a vampire,
Mm,
just say it. I'm not gonna give anyone a hard time for eating morcillas. I already spoke my piece about morcillas. Hey, they're not for me. But and there's all different types of blood sausage situation in the world. I'm just saying, why are you eating it at like from the hours of like 7 to 9 a.m.? That makes no sense. That's not a continental breakfast.
Look, see, my man Leo. My man
No,
Leo.
don't bring
He
him
says,
down. And don't, no,
mm.
no,
"Come
we're not doing that.
on, sausage for breakfast in the morning. It makes sense."
Blood sausage in the morning
No,
doesn't make
it
sense.
doesn't.
Right. Like, it's
Have you
nasty.
really had it? Have you really had it? Like
Yes.
really? I don't
Yes.
know.
Yes.
I don't
I
understand.
bit my lip once. I'm pretty sure it's the same experience.
That's
I don't
trifling.
want. I
That's
don't want to taste
wild.
blood.
Yeah. That
No,
is so
that's
funny. Okay, that like hot take. Okay, this is already the comments are coming in. I want you guys to know that Wes's wife alone says in his family he is alone in this quest, in this battle.
nope. That's wrong. That's wrong because I gave some morcilla to my daughter and she gobbled it up. I gotta start them young.
You have
Gotta
to
teach them.
And
no,
babies
no.
eat morcilla that young?
Melly ate morcilla at 9 months when she started eating solid
Oh,
foods.
That's
I
not my
gave it.
point. Is
I
it
gave it to
It's
her
not
fake?
and she
food.
was loving it. I didn't give her a whole fucking link. I gave her
no.
pedacito just so she could see the flavor. That was it.
That's the
That's
problem. The flavor.
So, okay, I have thoughts.
You know
please
what? Let's
share.
just we're not talking about the morcilla no more. Don't bring it up. This is that you are on this
Sausage in
journey.
general is nasty.
Whoa.
Second of
I like
all,
sausage.
second of all, yes, sausage can be a part of a continental breakfast. It's just
Yes.
not morcilla.
Yeah.
Third
Listen,
of all,
listen, think about
is
it
that
real quick. I'm
even
sorry.
safe to give to a baby? Like, they're not gonna get some random disease from it.
I mean, if
Melly's
it's cooked
Melly's still out
fully.
here kicking and being a menace.
Yeah,
It
she
worked. It's safe.
and also like I mean collagen, I guess. I don't know. Is that in blood? I don't know what it is. It's not that. It's something else. No, it's patitas because you're eating the cartilage.
Yo,
Yeah,
my
that
mom
That's what I
ate
don't like.
that hurt to
patitas
say.
her
I
entire
don't like
pregnancy
patitas.
with
That's
me,
a hot take for
apparently.
me. I don't like patitas. It's like divided in my family. So it's like me, my mom, my two younger brothers. Me and the kid, like the middle one, we are not patita people. I don't want to eat animal feet. I don't know. I think we talked about this last time, so I won't go into it. But the other two in the family love patitas. My grandmas
Papitas
love
is good.
patitas. I
Nah,
don't
my
like cooked food.
mom, she eats them like she cleans them when she eats
Yes.
them. That's all she ate when she was pregnant with me, apparently.
Listen, patitas when it's
Patitas
guisado,
and watermelon.
patitas guisado with some carrots, potatoes, and a little bit of cilantro sprinkled on top on a bowl of white rice.
And
Delightful.
that's also my problem because I can't they would make the patitas with beans here.
Okay.
And that's fine. But my mom's whole fight was because she wasn't making two dinners. And hey, listen, I get that. Now as an adult, don't do all that. But I didn't like the smoke taste in the beans. So I was like, she's like, you just gotta eat the beans,
Mm,
eat the caldito. And I'm like, you know what? I don't gotta eat. It's okay. You guys eat your patitas. It's
you said,
fine.
"Fuck this, I'll starve."
You know what? I never missed a meal, but when patitas were involved, I was like, I'm good. I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
But that's the food take for me. I'm like, I don't when it comes to pig feet and the blood, there's ones with the extra stuff because I know people eat pig ears too, but
I was
not
just
like
gonna mention
pierogi
that.
style. I don't like them gisao. It's the
I
texture.
can't do the gisao. I'm with you on that. I can't do the ears gisao. They have to be fried, air fried, roasted, so it could be like a nice cuerito almost that you just hear that crunch with everybody.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
When I have to eat them así gisao and you have to chew for like 20 million years, I'm not doing it.
Because that's
Oh,
all
man.
part of it.
Y'all are gonna kill me for this hot take.
Please.
I don't like chicharrón.
That's okay. I don't either.
Oh, thank God, I feel seen.
The
It's
Well,
just
fuck?
like
unsee
skin,
yourself.
like-
That's crazy.
The fuck? Yeah, for real. Break that mirror. Don't look at yourself no more, because that was insane to hear.
It's one of those like I'll eat it if given, but I won't ever choose it. That's like the level of
Like,
fun for me.
especially like the chicharrón, like I guess like chips that you buy like in the
Oh, I
mercado.
don't like those.
I won't eat those, but even like when my mom be making like the paneer and like makes the chicharrón, I won't even eat that.
What?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No,
I don't-
see, now you guys want to make me want to buy a whole slab of pork belly skin and make some chicharrón tonight for dinner, and then serve it with some guacamole on the side. And I
That
guarantee.
sounds nice.
Here's the thing, Lightning. With you, I've changed your taste on a couple of things when I've cooked. You don't like cooked berries, cooked fruit in general, and you devoured my waffles with homemade berry compote. So I'm just saying. I think I could sway your opinion.
I think if you got me to eat more vegetables, my mother would keep you.
Listen, I want everybody's moms to adopt me at this point. Like, please. Like, Johnny's mom, she's like number one at the list to adopt me.
Leave my mother out of this.
Listen, your mother loves me already. I'm gonna be her tour guide.
Oh yeah, true.
I still gotta make you a pastelón. I keep telling my mom's like, when are you gonna make this? And I'm like, first of all, you remember. Second of all, that's a good question because I gotta figure out when I'm gonna go down there.
I love pastelón.
Me too.
I literally told my mom I was gonna make you one for your birthday, and I just have not had the chance.
Oh, I've been fighting you on that. You don't have to make anything for my birthday.
I want to.
You
I
know what?
like
That sets up a
cookies.
segue. That sets up a perfect segue for Puerto Ricans during special occasions. I am not a fan of gift giving or birthday celebration, but I feel like we always do the most when it comes to those.
That sucks for you. That sucks
Yeah,
for you.
that does sucks for you because
Mhm.
Bendito for you.
Bendito
Get
for me.
over it.
Wow.
I don't know if it's I would say that's not while it's not necessarily a hot take Puerto Rican wise, but I would say that's a good conversation to bring up because it does bring up manners and mannerisms that we have versus people and more westernized because
Yeah.
we are all from the diaspora. So like, and I also saw that difference when I moved from like even just from Jersey to Florida because there are a lot of Puerto Ricans here, but we had to start from scratch. I had a more westernized view of like how people are in their homes and when they have special occasions. And I realized like there is no such thing as a like casa ajena. And that was something that I was always raised up when I was growing up. Tú eres en casa ajena, like you have to act a certain way when you're in someone's house. And you know, you are polite and you do certain things. When I was growing up and I was going to like my white friend's house, it was a little different. Like where, you know, I don't think the same rules applied all the time. There were manners, but it wasn't like I'm going to bring food and we're all going to like get together and it's this like big community aspect. It was more like formalities.
Yeah.
And that's what I missed a lot from my culture growing up when we didn't have that community at the time. It was very much like, I miss going to somebody's house. You're going to go to your titi's house. You're going to go to your cousin's house and everybody's bringing something and it's somebody's baby shower. You're bringing the gifts. Everyone's drinking. Everyone's having a good time. I used to go to baby showers where they split the genders and it was so weird and no one was drinking. And I was like, what? Yes, it happens. And it's not, and it was, and I swear my ex's family, they were Ecuadorian. They split the genders. They had the girls all hanging out and then the guys were like in the bar. And I was like, well, dang, you guys, I want to have fun too. I'm not pregnant. So like, I don't know, but
that's
different.
That's different.
Yeah, that's different.
I got it blurred.
I feel like someone's gonna end up clipping all the faces I make during this. So maybe I should watch my facial expression. Anyways.
I don't know, like,
Listen, You guys are just crazy with the facial expressions today. No
Crystal,
filter,
are you
and
saying
I'm
you're
like,
gonna come over to my house? Because I told my dad, like, yo, we got food. Well, I'm gonna cook after this. So, um, anyways, yeah, I kind of realized like, don't get me. I grew up in a very okay, my town's very white. The town next to us basically is very Mexican and very South American. And I mainly went to private school. So my friends are kind of 50-50 white and Hispanic, majority South American. So like a lot of times the only way I really got like a lot of those like Hispanic like cultura aspects was when I hung out with my Mexican friends or when my family came over. Like with my white friends, it was just very much like sit on the couch, pleasantries, and then I just went to go hang out with my friend. Whereas like with my Hispanic friends, it was very much like I was like depending on where they were, like the minute I walked in the door, they were trying to feed me.
yeah,
Like my,
that's a big thing with them. They
and especially
literally
like
shout food down your throat.
yo, like, and it's funny too. It's like I even noticed like the differences just like between like my Puerto Rican friends. Granted, it's only one other person, Puerto Rican, and my Mexican friends. Like what they be trying to feed you is wild. Like my friends, like Mexican parent, were trying to eat like make me like a whole like dinner. I'm like, yo, I'm okay. Thank you, senora. Like I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like at least like with like Puerto Rican family, I kind of feel like you get the option of the light bites or the food, depending on who you're talking to.
No. So I'm not a fan of the guilt tripping into eating
Yeah.
that we go through.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, what? You don't want to eat my food? Why? What's wrong with it? What did
Yeah.
I do wrong? Or what's wrong with you? Are
You
you
think I got
sick?
roaches?
Yeah,
No.
like what the fuck? Like, yeah, like they go crazy. Like, I clean my kitchen every day. Why aren't you eating? And I'm like, oh my god, mommy, I'm sorry. Dame, give me the plate. I'm sorry. I don't want to offend you.
It's true.
I'm so tired of that.
I'm
Like,
lucky my family's not like that. And
my
a
grandmother.
lot, like I feel like a lot, like although I've kind of noticed like I don't know how much of this is parental on my end or it's because my parents are getting old. And they're Margarita, yes, this is the parents with food.
Yes.
I don't know if it's my parents just being older, like in their near or in their 70s older, and their mental capacity is a part of this, but like they started getting offended when I don't eat. And I'm like, yo, I'm good. Like I'm 20s. I can feed myself. I'm okay. Like y'all don't gotta.
You know what I've noticed? Like, as a person who cooks all the time, I've kind of developed that too, of getting offended when the plate is still full of food. Like, yeah, like you two, Johnny and Lightning, you guys don't really eat that much at a time, and I like to do hearty servings. So you get full fast, especially you, Lightning. You get full fast, and you left like half of a waffle, and I'm like, what was wrong with it? Why
Well, I
didn't you?
told you why.
Yeah, I know, but like my mind goes, and I guess that's passed down from the olders. You know,
Yeah, like trust me, it's not by
older-
choice.
yeah,
Because if it were up to me, I would have put down a waffle and probably another one.
you know. Listen, but
I think it's like when you put like the culture aspect of it, of like you think of our people and you think of the past and like having limited resources. So we all had to be communal to eat alongside being prideful. When you put those two things together, it can be a little crazy. Cause like, I mean, and I wouldn't say I'm getting to that point, but like last year I had to do Thanksgiving, most of it. And I was like micromanaging what people ate. I was like, they didn't like the mac and cheese. All right. Okay. Like you started trying to like make mental notes, and it's because what you spent, our mom spent all day in the kitchen because somebody was coming, and then all of a sudden for them not to eat is like, are you what are we doing here? So like I think that when you think about, and it's just like I said, a part of our history where you think about the hurricanes that happened in Puerto Rico in the past, like we're talking even not too long ago. you don't have your resources that you normally would. You have to cook everything that you have, and you have to feed everyone
Right.
in your area. And that alongside like, and then of course you have the people who talk that are like, I don't know, this lechon wasn't that good, they didn't season it, and you got that in your head and you're like,
Mhm.
you're not gonna talk about me. So I think
Yeah.
there's a lot of factors in place. Not to say that, because I get it, I hate when it's like, oh, you have to eat my food. It can be annoying, especially if you, let's say you don't have I'm not a picky eater, but I know some people can be picky, and they're shoving something down your throat that you kind of would never eat anyways, and you don't know how to be like gracious about it. It's annoying. But I do think that when it comes to like the familial part about it, I think there's something to say about it. Like, it is passed down in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It-
I definitely noticed that too. Like, I've noticed, like, when I was living on my own, like, I would start cooking when people came over, and I'm just like, damn, I'm really turning into my parents right now.
And it's
But I
it's not
thought,
even about portioning it out, because you could cook for yourself or you could cook for your partner. No, I gotta make sure that there's food for today, tomorrow, and lunchtime tomorrow too. And it's obscene amounts. Like Alex said, he doesn't even know how to cook.
yeah,
Or-
None of us know how to cook for more than 1 or 2 people. No, get
Right.
out of here. I was raised to feed at least 5 people for 2 days.
Exactly.
You know?
It's crazy. You make the whole giant caldero de arroz con andule, and that's to feed the whole block.
Yes. Now, what I'm not a fan of is having the tia or having the somebody that once they force you to feed the food there or eat the food, they'll be like, oh, so you're literally fat. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, uno no puede ganar.
Right.
Like,
It's either you're anorexic from not eating,
yeah.
or you have an eating disorder that you can't stop. Like,
Yes.
It's like you did
let
this to
me
me.
live.
You did
Yes.
this.
Let me live.
Yeah. I'm like, most of our food is like plátanos, arroz, and freaking carne. What do you
Starches.
want me to
Nothing but
do?
starch.
Like, it's like that's why you got high blood pressure. You're like, oh,
Right.
It's like,
So
but with the mention of the older generation, I wanna this brought up a thought. Um, so Bad Bunny had his residency and it was lovely, and the one that was streamed on Amazon, I want to say, even though when Mark Anthony came on to sing Preciosa, it was beautiful. It was beautiful, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this.
I already hate you.
Mark Anthony did not sound good.
okay, you know what?
I'm-
Yeah, I would say, but okay. In his defense, he's an older gentleman. I'm pretty sure at the last minute. That's not something that he practiced to do. I think they just like brought him on. There was no preparation. Like with a lot of Mark Anthony's concerts, he's like he very much is in charge of. Because I haven't gone to a concert, but I've seen him do his thing. He still performs and he performs well. I think because he was just coming in, there was no preparation. He was just doing his thing. It happens. But I would agree that it wasn't necessarily the most angelic to the ears for Mark Anthony's amazing voice.
It wasn't. It was a prideful moment to see him
Yes.
on stage.
Yeah.
Absolutely, there's no denying that. But his voice was just not hitting.
So, I'm gonna be the devil's advocate here.
Oh
My sister and my grandmother, when she was still alive, loved Mark Anthony. Like every time he was in New York, they would go type shit. And apparently he's got a little I don't want to say, apparently he's not doing too hot in his substances of choice. Last I heard. And apparently it's just really affected his performing ability, because even my sister said the last time like she saw him perform, he was like out of it, on top of being like viejito.
He just wasn't there.
Yeah.
Like Margarita just said, he seemed real tired one of the last times she went to go see him. You know what? I think he took the role of Hector Lavoe to heart. you feel me?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that was like an unknown thing about Mark Anthony, and even like someone like, and I'm gonna name drop because he's had this conversation with everyone about it, but like Elvis Crespo, like for a while, people did not want to mess with him because he was also like, drinking really hard and all that stuff. And it's not an excuse, but it can affect your performance. And Mark Anthony is not young. Like he is, he's not a young.
He's mid-60s. pushing
think
almost 70.
so.
I believe.
Maybe, or at least in his 50s, late 50s, because he was what,
Yeah.
thinking his like mid to late 20s in the 90s, and it's what 30 years
Yeah.
now.
He's 57.
Yeah,
He's 57, so he's
You
pushing
know?
his 60s, which is
Right.
outrageous.
and he's been
Same
doing
thing-
this forever. So
Same thing with I don't know if you guys ever heard of Manny Manuel.
yes,
That's my cousin from my grandfather's side,
I'm not surprised.
and he's not doing well mentally either, and that's because of all the extracurriculars that he did during his touring dates and everything, and it was yeah
It happens. It does.
yeah it happens
Which,
but-
side note, I know this isn't hot takes, but I have to say, did you guys hear about Zion Lee Lennox? I think Zion is in the hospital. Had an accident.
oh
Yeah, I think it was, I don't know if it was a car crash or something, but prayers out to him.
Oh, yeah, sure.
They're trying to figure out what's going on. But yes, I think that's what affected maybe so much. I didn't want to say anything because everyone was super excited, but I thought so too. I was like, that's a little,
right.
but I can't sing. What do I know? So I was just
Right.
like, I'm gonna be quiet about it.
Nah, listen, I had to. Again, it was a prideful moment
Yes.
for sure. It was a prideful moment. No
Mhm.
debate there. But he sounded like he had golf balls in the back of his throat when he was singing, and I did the dog head tilt, like, huh, like that-
Yeah.
that's you.
I was and this is a little bit of a lighter hot take, and obviously so much intention went into the outfits and the design and everything else. Why did they have Arcangel looking like he was going to the office?
Because he did that himself. Nobody governs that man. He's 4'11". He's
Yeah.
not trying to hear nothing from nobody. He's all
Homeboy
attitude.
Dad looked like he was gonna go sit in his cubicle, go type his little emails.
He chose that. That was a
Yeah,
choice
he's on a whole different
level.
fashion spectrum when it comes to doing
That was
these
a choice.
these types of events. Yeah, that was his choice, and I agree. It was not a good one.
I mean, it was given business casual 2011 at the
No,
club.
girl, that was giving business professional. I'm sitting in a cubicle in my little Fortune 500 company, and they pay me $100,000 a year just to type up some emails and be the cute little Puerto Rican that talks shit.
Maybe
That's
he
right.
had a business meeting beforehand. Like we don't
What
know.
was he working from home in the casita?
Probably he
That's
was probably
crazy.
like getting the interns. I don't know. I thought that was funny too, but you could definitely tell like that wasn't.
Leo, so that was not drip. Don't even get me started. Out of all
Leo?
the
You wrong, bro. I'm
Out
sorry.
of all the LV pieces he could have put on, first of all, with that much money, you go with an ugly ass sweater and makes you look like you're going to the office. LV has some beautiful pieces. That look like some like ready to wear off the rack type shit. No.
Yeah.
It was what it was, but I don't expect anything else from Arcangel. He's funny. He's a funny guy.
Is he funny because he's short?
That too. He packs because he packs a punch. He gives me Lord Farquaad energy, specifically Arcangel. I don't know.
At this
Lord
moment, I want to
Farquaad.
open it up
Corey.
for the people in the comments. Please drop some of your hot takes.
Yes.
Strike up the conversation. Let's talk about it. Controversial, not controversial. Your opinions, bring it. Drop it, please. Johnny, you've been kind of quiet today.
What's up? What's up?
What is something that you consider to be a hot take?
Spanish, the Spanish language. If everyone gives like these like no sabos to all kinds of shit, I don't give a fuck if you know Spanish or not. You're going from one colonizer language to another. It doesn't matter.
True.
Like, stop making it a big deal. Just as long as you can communicate, you're good.
Yes.
I agree.
Don't even.
Especially
I
when you
agree.
think about it, and like Puerto Rican Spanish is essentially Spanglish. We were talking about that in the server when we were gaming because we had primary Spanish speakers and we had the no sabos, which I don't really care for the term, but it is what it is. And it was nice because we were getting that immersion of people who were like, you know, we had people who were feeling uncomfortable because they're like, well, I don't know what's happening. And it's like, this is how you learn. And that's
Yeah.
if you want to, if you're willing to. We're not
Just
pushing
full
it.
immersion into it.
Yes. But something that was coming up from some of the people in our server was we were bringing up terms that are said in Puerto Rico, and one of them was parking. Like, how would you say parking in Spanish? In Puerto Rico will be parking,
Right?
and
Parking.
other stuff like that. So whenever someone gets irritated about, or like cereal, it's either conflate or chili.
Yeah.
Right.
Conflate.
So
Everything's going to play.
It conflict.
right. So it's so interesting to me that we always have this discourse and this disconnection when it comes to language, when it's not even in our original language, right? It's not,
Yeah.
Spanish is not the OG. That is, just like Johnny said, another colonizer language. Why are we giving people such a hard time when we should be helping each other? And I also know it comes from a part of like, I understand being prideful of at least keeping the language because in the past, when America went and colonized Puerto Rico or attempted to, the first thing that they did, or the first thing that any colonizing country does, is they try to take away your culture, your language, your food, and that is how they break you. And the one of the most impressive things about being Puerto Rican and the Puerto Rican culture is that they could not do that. They could not, and they still cannot get rid of Spanish, even with integrating English into the island. And they have colleges that do primarily English like stuff, like they try to do it, but it's still there. We still have our culture. It is still rich. So I understand. Yes, like I understand being prideful, but we have to connect with each other no matter how that looks.
Yeah. I believe that the original language of Borinquen should be taught, the Taino language should be taught. And I've seen a few comments within the server that we should have at least a resource section to drop video clips of whatever, you know, what that language is properly.
I agree. It's just hard.
I have
It's hard.
thoughts.
Talk to me.
All right, so I guess this is just me. Obviously, no Sabo sucks. Obviously, I do partially believe it is on the parents. Like, we talk all this shit about like how so many people never pick up the language, but then it's like it's on the parents. If you speak to your kid in Spanish, they will absorb. Kids are sponges until about the age of 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, at least maybe I have a different opinion because, like, that's what my parents did with me. I had no choice in learning Spanish.
Thank you for
like,
correcting me. No,
Oh,
sorry.
yeah. So, like, my grandparents did speak English. None of them did. So I had no choice. The woman who took care of me, and like, not to sound, this is gonna make me sound privileged. But basically my parents were working. They moved me out of the city at a very young age, but they were working really long hours to do so. So we actually kind of had like a nanny. Basically, she was Dominican. She also only spoke Spanish.
Yeah.
Like, my parents would bring her back and forth to the city every weekend type shit. So at least with me, like, I've always just known it. So I really don't have that experience. And I feel like a lot of people, not that I've been treated differently from it, but I want to say, like, too, like, I'm on the other side of the coin that, like, people are like, oh my God, you speak Spanish? I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't I? And it's like, there's this assumption of, like, a lot of the younger generation of, like, Puerto Ricans that, like, they just assume you don't speak Spanish. And I'm like, no. Like, even now, like, my mother's first language is Spanish. She didn't come here until 1986.
Wow.
So, like, it's just whatever comes out first in my house at this point.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, like, just being next to, like, a Spanish area, like, I've gotten stuff done a lot faster in Spanish, to be honest with you. But then it's also, like, I've kind of experienced that, like, whole, like, oh, your Spanish isn't correct. And especially because I went to smaller schools.
No, but what does that even
I
mean?
fucking hate that.
Like, what does that even mean, correct Spanish? You know, but like Leo said, you know, for me, I attribute my Spanish speaking to my grandmother because I used to spend my childhood summers out in PR. So it was either speak Spanish or you don't speak. You know. But then on the other side, my grandmother was always hay que mejorar la raza. You know, so it's like, forget this language, but you got to speak it when you're here. But over there, don't speak Spanish. And so that's why I have like so broken Spanish, or when I'm talking in Spanish, I get in my head about it and I start to stutter because of that. You know what I mean?
I stutter in both, so
Yeah.
I think I feel like when it comes to Spanish and like how that works, I think so much can be wrapped up growing up on the diaspora, and that is where it kind of gives you that situation of like lost identity a little bit. Not a lot, but like enough of like I'm not Puerto Rican enough, I'm not American enough. I'm obviously like this weird in between. I personally think, and also then you're fighting not only with the Puerto Ricans and then Americans, but then you have the rest of Latin America that thinks that we're just speaking like trash, right? Like that's a
Yeah.
whole other realm in itself, because I always get real tight about anyone, and this is no, I'm never going to single out a bunch of people in a country. These are a small amount of people in different places that
Yes.
feel that Puerto Ricans speak a certain way, but then they'll blast Bad Bunny and be like, oh yeah. And I've seen the comments too with the whole, we know with the whole Super Bowl, everybody has a lot of things, but the comment that's always triggering is, oh, don't worry, I speak Spanish and I have no idea what he's saying either. And it's like, okay.
I
like,
hate that.
like the narrative has been told over and over again. We get it, but it doesn't make, and that's something that we have to like, it sucks that it has to be done, but like we have to take accountability in the fact that we have to tell these people that no, our Spanish is not wrong. It is ours, because at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's not wrong. It doesn't matter if it doesn't apply, if it has English terms into it, it is ours. It's something that has been created within time. So like love it or leave it, truly.
Exactly.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I definitely feel too. Like I honest to God got caught in the middle of this argument. And I really just feel like it's the way I grew up, because I had the Puerto Rican Spanish at home. And then when I was working in the big tourist mall, and if you're putting this together, I think you know exactly what mall I live near. I was speaking with people from all over Latin America when they would come shop. So my Spanish sounded really Puerto Rican to them. And then I went to school in the Bronx, and right down the block was a huge Dominican area. So I kind of had to learn how to almost code switch into that. So my accent kind of developed more around that. And then on top of that, a lot of my friends being South American, mainly Mexican, and a lot of close people in my life, I had to like learn their slang as well. So like now when you hear Spanish, like my Spanish, no one knows what's going on. Like it has gotten to the point where like I still have to really work on not saying gay when people talk to me, especially like with like my Mexican friends and like the woman who takes care of my mother's Mexican, because that's considered rude. So I have to remember to say Monday, and I'm like, oh wait, my bad.
Yeah, see, you just taught me something, because I didn't know that either. But I want to jump into the comment that Alex just dropped about how what we do as a people goes virtually unnoticed.
Yeah.
That we are, excuse me, that we are the ignored class, the ignored race within the U.S. And I couldn't agree more. I genuinely agree with him, and it's crazy because we grind and we work so hard and we thrive to try to be included, and it goes for nothing because we still get the shit under the stick.
Yeah, I would say that like we've had a lot of like I've said this before a million times in the podcast. The server, if anything else, has taught me so much about our culture and what it means to really be prideful, aside from just like loving the flag and like loving the food and loving the culture. There are so many accomplishments that go unnoticed, and a lot of things that come from like hardship and trauma that have also been from the sweat of our backs, from like everything that comes to being Puerto Rican that a lot of people don't understand. But the one thing that I found it interesting, once again, talking to people, doing the book club, is there's a lot of history that people aren't teaching. And it's a lot of history that I've learned coming in here, but also sometimes on the island, it's not something that is prioritized. And I was talking to some people on the server who were like, had lived school life on the island. And they're like, there are some things in the history that we weren't taught. Not necessarily everyone. Some people were graced to learn about, maybe the sterilization, how bad it was back then, and all of those things. But I don't know if it's always something that people want to put emphasis on because of how bad it was.
Right.
And it's definitely, and if not in schools, which is important, and I'm pretty sure that they do, it's definitely not something that people talk about in their families. I didn't learn about that until I did the research, or like other stuff when it came to like how bad the hurricanes were, all of that kind of stuff. So I think when it comes to history and stuff like that, we don't talk about it enough, and it's up to us to like educate ourselves.
I think I got lucky in that regard. This is going to be a 2-part commentary. I, to an extent, do and don't agree with Alex here. I do feel like we don't go notice, but I also think it's because half of most mainland Americans don't even realize Puerto Rico's a territory. Excuse me.
Yeah.
But they kind of also do the same thing to Hawaii. I won't lie, I also kind of do the same thing to Delaware. Anyways, that's not the point of this conversation. I feel like it's just like we're kind of here, and not only that, like I feel like with a lot of Puerto Ricans, there was such like a need to assimilate. We were taught to be quiet, and it is so hard to come out of that because like my dad came here 1954, and he would tell me all the time, like he was like, "Yo, we were living in like a 1-bedroom apartment, 5 people." Like my grandfather came here first. My grandmother was unfortunately sterilized. And I didn't realize my grandmother was sterilized like until I was older and I had learned about it. She never outright said it. Because I remember as she got older, I would have to help her get dressed. Like when I was younger,
sorry.
doing buttons and stuff like that. And I had noted, this is gonna be such like a weird way of saying I noticed, the way they did her C-section scar was basically through her entire abdomen from the belly down.
Oh, they gave her a zipper.
Yeah, which led me to believe I was like, oh. Like, it was just like, that's when it hit me.
Yeah.
And even then, my dad's like, yeah, I used to get beat up and like for being like Puerto Rican. Like, even like he's like, I used to be like
something that I never got to experience here because I'm in the Bronx, and it's a majority.
My dad was in Spanish Harlem.
Where I'm at is a majority of Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, so we kind of just blended together, and we had a good time. And even the Catholic school that I went to was primarily Puerto Ricans and Mexicans and Dominicans.
Yeah, like my dad went to St. Cecilia's, like
right. So I didn't get that side of it. But as I grew older, I had to educate myself on stuff that went on throughout the history.
Like my dad, like literally talks about it, and he's like, yeah, like my dad actually used to speed skate in New York City, and he was really good. Mm-hmm. Like apparently, he told me he used to be like he could have qualified for the Olympics, but because he was Puerto Rican, he couldn't, and especially because he was darker skinned. And then
see that feeds into the whole concept of being ignored, because like, oh, you're good, you have the potential, but we're gonna overlook you because you're Puerto Rican. Sorry.
Yeah, like even now, like my dad, like with everything going on, my dad's like, please take the flag out of your car because he doesn't want anything to happen to me. And I'm like, yo, like it's not like that anymore. Like, yeah, things are bad, but it's safe to have my little like. It's safe to like stick on my little flag.
Yeah.
So I definitely think like for us to start getting noticed as our own entity of people, I really think we have to start unlearning the habits of our parents, or like our grandparents. So like I think out of the conversation here, I'm really like the first, like I don't want to say I'm first gen, but like I came straight from Puerto Rican parents because they had me when I was older, who went through all this hardship.
Mm-hmm.
Like even like my mother, she had an accent for a really long time. She still kind of does. So it's always like, yo, like you gotta like be like, hey, like you gotta remind, like just because you're Puerto Rican doesn't mean you can't do all this. And especially too, like my parents even like I even notice it too. Like I'm so light skinned that I recognize how much privilege I have and not necessarily looking like according to like the Hispanic stereotype. And it's like nuts to like see that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, like I'm gonna make sure you know, like if you can't accept me for how I'm gonna show up authentically. Like the minute you hear me speak Spanish, like, that's it.
So I would say with like I do think that Lex made a good point in terms of like the amount of collaborative work we've done with Black activists doesn't get talked about a lot unless you're from like places like New York, because New York is really the hub for that. And there's a lot of talk, I would say, as well, because we've talked about a server usually in a fun way, where usually the like tri-state area or just like New York is really that hub for Puerto Ricans in it. And in a way it always will be historically. And I will always say that, yes, that is true. But we have made our mark in more places than that. So I like, even like I say, I tell people all the time, the shift from people going straight to New York because they had to for assimilation has changed. A lot of people are going from the island to like Florida because it's a 2-hour, plane ride, and the climate is the same. There's a lot of people. You can go to Miami and there's even people who don't even speak English that have establishments. So there are things like that that make it easier to assimilate in that way.
Yeah, I think in Chicago as well, there's a whole, was it Humboldt Park?
Yes.
There's in California. I know we've got people in Oregon. Is it Oregon or Seattle?
And Washington, Seattle, we have people in Seattle. Yeah.
Like we're just all over. I think I saw earlier someone in Canada. Like we're just all over.
Yes, that's actually one of the like top 10 places. There's a part in Canada that is starting to have a little bit more people from Puerto Rico. Yes, awesome. Which I think is
like complete side note. I heard like a lot of like Puerto Ricans too are starting to go to like Tennessee and North Carolina too. And then funny enough, I've been hearing a lot of Dominicans are going to Nebraska now. And I'm like, okay, why? But first of all, good for y'all. But like, that's so funny. Like a lot of like Puerto Ricans are starting to move further up north. Like my friend Isabel, who joined the server, like her family, like originally was from New York, and they went to North Carolina.
That's crazy.
Yeah, well, I have an aunt there and some family as well in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm. My dad loved the Carolinas when he was stationed there.
We are about to start reaching time, so I want to shift things real quick to rapid fire hot takes. No discussion, no debates, all facial expressions. So I'm going to start with you, Daya. One hot take that you honestly stand on, that you would die on that hill.
About Puerto Ricans?
Yeah, about our culture and whatever.
Okay. I don't know. I think a hot take is that I don't think that it's bad that we party all the time. I'm sorry. I know people want to talk about that and they're like, oh, Puerto Ricans want to party all the time. What is the deal? We work hard, we play hard. And that's how I feel. I love a party. I love a good celebration. I'm a party about everything. I don't care. I'll die on that hill.
Okay. Lightning.
The rate of alcoholism in our community is not talked enough considering how many alcohol factories are in the island.
Agreed. Johnny, give me a hot take, rapid fire.
Suddenly everybody wants to be Latino and united, but as mentioned earlier, we were getting made fun of by our accent. Puerto Rico, like what happened with that? We see that shit.
Yeah. For me, I'm gonna say an artist who I feel is a little overrated.
Don't do it.
And it is an old school salsero.
Oh.
And I'm gonna get hate for this one, but oh my god, Willie Colon. I'm sorry.
What was it?
So fun fact, my dad actually used to know him.
He's overrated. I think he's overrated. He has 2 decent songs in my opinion.
Yes.
In my opinion, 2 decent songs. I'm sorry.
I thought you were gonna say J-Lo. I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were gonna say
listen, I hate that she's from the Bronx. I hate that. Fuck J-Lo.
She hates that she's from the Bronx. Let's be so for real. She uses it as a
yeah, she uses it for clout. Like I grew up in the same area that she did. Talking about a ham and cheese sandwich with the orange juice. Bitch, if it's not a chopped cheese, get out my face.
Meanwhile, Cardi B is always back in her hood.
Yo,
Cardi
for
B
real.
is the hood. That's
I
the
love-
epitome. That is the epitome of you cannot get the hood out of the girl, and that's everyone loves her for her authenticity, and that is what we can like appreciate.
Yes.
I'll say that.
I've met Cardi B. She is the sweetest person ever. Like, she's not gonna let you forget where she's from. Like,
For real.
Yeah.
love her.
Yeah. All right, y'all. I think this would be a good place to end the stream. And yes, we do not claim J-Lo, absolutely. But thank you guys for joining in. Thank you guys for engaging in our conversation. Like, comment, share, subscribe, engage in conversation in Discord. We love you guys.
I didn't get to say bye, Wes.